Good morning and welcome back. A tweet from President Trump sparking an emergency government meeting in Pakistan.
The country's National Security Council meeting with ministers and military chiefs after the president accused them of lies and deceit. This as the U.S. now vows to withhold monetary aid.
Here to discuss is the Navy SEAL who killed Osama bin Laden and Fox News contributor Rob O'Neill. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Jillian. Good morning, Rob.
So what do you think? Do you think that the U.S. should cut off Pakistan?
I definitely think the threat is legitimate. They should have done that off the bat, cut off the aid, say we're going to do it, and then stop. Or just the threat was stopping to support them with the military stuff. Everything from the jets we give them, the armor we give them. It definitely needs to be brought out there because they're blatantly lying to us on a lot of things. We just had that Canadian-American family that was was actually recovered by the Pakistan military from the Haqqani network. They didn't tell us at first there was actually a high-level Haqqani operative in there that actually runs the kidnapping. We found out about it. We wanted to interrogate him. Pakistan just said no. And he could have led us to, there's other Americans that are captive in Pakistan by the Haqqani right now. They didn't give it to us. I've seen, I mean, even with the bin Laden raid, when we were sitting in a room, we knew it was bin Laden we're going after. We were given 5 different options on how we're going to do it. One of them was, should we do a multilateral mission with the Pac Mill? And everyone in the room, including the analysts from the agency, said absolutely not. If we breathe the words Osama bin Laden to the Pakistanis, he will be gone. And they will have taken him out of there. I mean, they're definitely running a bunch of different sides of this thing.
So you clearly say that they knew he was there.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
No doubt Pakistan Intel knew he was there. And when it was brought up, should we do a joint op with the Pakistanis, it was laughable. It's like, are you serious?
Like that's just crazy to me to even think about. But and that's why we had to sneak in there in the middle of the night and do it the way we did. And
wait till 0% illumination and use our secret helicopters without telling them a word.
Why do we support a country like this? I mean, it's got to be super complicated. The reason that the
logistics of the area, it's very complicated, and we've been working with Pakistan, dealing in Afghanistan since we were helping the Afghan Mujahideen and foreign fighters fight the Russians when they were in there. So we're getting our Stinger missiles in there to fight the Russians because Pakistan holds the port of Karachi and some of the ports right there where Afghanistan's landlocked, and they kind of control everything over there. They've got everything. They've got like the federally administrated tribal areas, parts. This is the Western Himalayas. It's very difficult to get into. They can control everything just based on the port and the way they can move. So it's always been complicated, and that's just been a way for us to get the big number of items, supplies, everything from communications to weapons to ammunition through Pakistan. If we lost that and they know it, it would be more difficult. We could still do it, but it's going to just add to it.
Why do you think it's taken until now for something to be done about this?
Because the political correctness. We've been paying people that don't want to negotiate forever. It just seems like it's the thing to do. That's part of the swamp, I would say. We're paying the Pakistanis even though they double cross us. We're paying the Palestinians even though they won't They won't come to the table to negotiate. Nothing with Jerusalem. Will not recognize Israel. If you're going to always give someone what they want, why would they want to negotiate? You don't negotiate. You negotiate from strength and power and leadership, and that's what we're trying to do right now. I think it's a great move.
Is this simply a fact of a government that for years and years and years hasn't wanted to deal with certain situations, that has just said, let's just keep the status quo, I don't want to stir this up, and a fairly weak State Department? Is that where you think this lies?
The State Department's a tough one, too. I think this is more of a military pressure type thing with the Department of Defense, even though the State Department, they're always involved, obviously, with governments dealing with governments. But right here, this is more of a peace through force type thing that we're dealing with Pakistan. And, Pakistan's always been doing this. It's been the status quo for them. So they don't have an interest until now. And you're going to see them talk a big game. Like, well, we said no more to the Americans, so their no more doesn't mean any more to us, then whatever. Cut them off and see what happens. And then, then it's going to be a whole different thing where we can't cover in this segment where when does China come in? And when do they start trying to support them? And then we move to India. But, this is a lot more complex than a few tweets.
It's not one thing, it's another.
Absolutely.
This is a half-hour
Always is over there.
I know.
That certainly is.